to yeah, we're just waiting for a few people to join the video. Oh, we've got a few people saying hello. So yeah, this is our first live tutorial, if you want, for the Tomahawk and the Steakhouse diner home experience. Hopefully you're all really impressed with your boxes. Everything's there. So yeah, we'll just quickly go over what the box has. So depending on, got to bring the camera a bit further, a bit closer. So I'm just waiting for the technicians to audio up. Okay, so if you've got the Tomahawk box, obviously you've got your Tomahawk here, and if you've got the date night, you've obviously got your fillets or your rumps, depending on which one you've gone with. The fondant potatoes here, the bigger ones, they're going to be for your Tomahawk box, and the smaller kind of chip size or wedge size ones there for the date night down at home. Both boxes will have your marinated sweet corn from the restaurant. The date night box will also have a mac and cheese with some little instructions on that will tell you what to do in the oven. There's two small variations with the veg. You've also got the veg with the asparagus, that's for the date night one. And you've got the veg with the broccoli, that's for the Tomahawk one. Two different sauces. With the date night one, you've got a peppercorn sauce, which has already been supplied. It's got some allergy stuff on there as well. And you've got our chimichurri for the Tomahawk one as well. And finally, with the Tomahawk one, you should have pre-packed garlic and chili prawns with some wine. In case anyone was looking at that, that's just the wine for it as well. So yeah, all the boxes also had the dine instructions, a couple of pages long. Basically, that kind of gives you an idea of what to cook, when to cook, to make sure it all comes out nice and hot. With some cooking instructions, whether you want it rare, medium, or well done. Basic instructions for how to complete the potatoes and the other bits and bobs. You've got some herbs, so you've got some thyme, parsley, garlic, and some stuffed cubes. So yeah, so that's basically the contents of the box, which is great. So we will hopefully everyone will have a bottle of wine or gin or something like that. It's Friday night and lockdown on 3. So yeah, let's wait for a couple more people to join in. We've got 6 or 7 at the moment. Feel free as well, if you have any questions, to drop us a little note that I can see the text. If anyone wants to type in or ask any questions, you're more than welcome to. But it's pretty self-explanatory, really. So first thing everyone needs to try and do is get the potatoes sorted, because they're going to take the longest, around about 30 minutes each. And then while they're in, we're going to sort the meat out, and then the rest of the things. So we get cracking on the potatoes first. So we're going to quickly look at the fondant potatoes. They take slightly the longest, okay? They've already been pre-portioned, just so they're pretty much equal size, so there's no like hard ones, soft ones, falling apart ones, are all kind of as perfect as possible. Okay, so they just need a quick little oil on them as well. At this point, you probably need to get your pan, a little tiny drop of oil in there, just kind of get it heated through. sous chef's ready. My little pooches. I've got Hugo and I've got Wilson. Trying to give me some moral support at the moment. There he is. Bringing Hugo the mad bastard. God, I swear where to start. Right, okay. So the pan's been on for a minute or so, which is cool. And you're going to put the kettle on as well, just to kind of get your boiling water ready for your stock cubes. That'd be great. The stock cubes are going to be important for the tomahawk Dine home experience because they will allow you to get your fun potatoes nice and flavoursome. We've opted for a cinnamon stick Shiraz tonight, which is one we do in the restaurant. And of course, I need that bit of Dutch courage to kind of get me through the next 30 minutes or maybe 40 minutes. I'm going to be chatting on to you before you can really, really enjoy your tomahawk or your date night at home. I'm going to quickly pop open the prawns so I'll get them nice prepared. So this for me is nice and hot now. So when you put anything in the pan, you want to hear the sizzle. So he says, nice sizzling pan. I've got 11 viewers, and I feel like almost Gordon Ramsay-esque. God, all my good luck wishes from the staff. You may say that's my face this morning, but yeah. Okay, you can hear that kick off in the back now, which means when everything's in the pan and it's sizzling, it's cooking, which is really good. So with the stock, you probably want about 250 to 300 mil. I'm getting told I need to speak a bit louder. I feel like this week I've not saw anybody for obvious reasons, but I've never shut up all week. I think I've spoken, doing videos, doing edits, doing the boxes, everything like that, just to make your lockdown Friday a little bit more fun. And what show's watching? What's he saying? Is that what he's saying? Okay, so with the potatoes, you need to get them on around about 3 to 4 minutes each side, just until they go a nice little golden brown colour. I said I needed metal tongs, and I forgot them, so I've got these bloody horrible rubber ones. It's like a bar of soap sometimes and playing around with things. So yeah, so you've got to just wait until your stock cube's nice and dissolved, and then it's ready to go. Okay, so while that's just dissolving, we want to just move on to the Dine home. So Dine home, you've got the wedges, which again, just slightly different, but we're going to make them a bit more like a posh chip, opposed to like a basic potato wedge. So put them on a tray. Make sure they've got like a bit of space between them. You don't want them to be touching, and then it kind of slows the whole cooking process down. So basically, what we want to be doing, gently oiling them, folding it in. No, we've got onto the joke, never mind. So you basically want to just gently season them with some salt and some pepper. I hope everyone's got their oven preheated to around about 175 degrees. That's a really nice temperature to kind of complete the whole menu. Okay. I'm just going to pop your, if you're doing the steakhouse date night one, this is what you need to be doing. I need to be getting your potato wedges into the oven. In the middle shelf is fine. Don't take about 35 to 40 minutes, all right? So we've got time now to flip your potatoes over. So you want them to kind of roughly look a bit like that on the end. Nice and brown on the end, which is nice. You want to do about 3 to 4 minutes, about 4 minutes on each side. You don't want it to be burnt, otherwise it's going to mess it all up. Okay, so we've got your potatoes, which are roughly looking a bit like that. Now, nice and browned on the edges. So a fondant potato is just basically a type of potato which is almost baked but partly poached, I suppose, in some chicken stock. You've all got chicken stock, except if you've got any allergies. So if you don't have gluten, we've supplied you with vegetable stock, which obviously falls in line with your personalities, which is really important. So the steaks, obviously, as part of your cooking instructions, we've suggested that you leave them out of the fridge for around about half an hour. The important thing as well, we need to be oiling the steaks opposed to the pan. It just creates a bit less smoke. In the house. Don't be shy when it comes to seasoning either. What I would suggest, though, if you are doing it in a pan, put the pepper on later, because sometimes when the pepper it's got no breathing space in the pan, it just becomes a bit bitter and a bit crap. But the salt wouldn't really matter with the salt. As well with the tomahawk as well. Oh, shit! Don't be with the tomahawk as well. Season the bone as well, because that's going to be the most flavors. In terms of cooking styles, we always recommend everything medium rare in the restaurant. With a tomahawk, when it's closer to the bone as well, it often cooks a tiny bit slower. So sometimes, if you are looking for the medium rare in the main bulk of the meat, slightly close to the bone, it kind of feels a bit more rare. So just bear that in mind when you are cooking and what your preference is. We're going to be cooking to like probably a medium rare type temperature at the moment. So our potato fondants are nice and golden brown. Let's get that down tiny slightly a bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to add some of the chicken stock into the potatoes. Now it will react slightly. Oh my God, I'm dressed from the waist up. Ignore me, fashion connoisseur. So you want a nice little you want the chicken stock to do that and have a nice little bubble effect on the top of it, okay? Sous chef, can I have some butter? One sec. So at this point you've got supplied some garlic butter. You want to put that in as well. Wait until it all gets mixed up. And also, you want to just crush down 2 garlic cloves, put them in the pan as well. Some thyme, gives a nice earthy feel. So you want to put that in the pans as well. I've tweaked this from the video as well, just slightly, so the butter goes in later opposed to first, because it nearly killed me last time, so I didn't want to risk it at home. So just give that a couple of minutes for the garlic to infuse, and also for the butter to melt. So maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and then what we're going to do, we're going to remove the garlic cloves and then pop them in the oven for about 35 minutes. And then we can focus on the steaks after that. Billy, you can talk back. What? And you know what, all this as well, it's just a bit of guidance. There's no like strict, who's this one? Luxury. So yeah, so with this, you want to just kind of take everything with a pinch of salt and kind of do it your own way, which is probably the most important thing, isn't it? Cooking's all about having a good time and being experimental in the kitchen, which is really important. That's kind of how we've done it at Churrasco. We've always kind of experimented things, and we develop our ideas on and on and on. The dogs in the background are just having the time of their lives. They can't wait to have some of this. Right, okay, so hopefully everything's melted down and it's simmering nicely. Okay. So what I'm going to suggest is that your pan should start looking like that. Yeah, okay, and what we're going to do, we're going to put that in the oven now for about 30 minutes, okay? Wilson, who's that? What's that? Little scouts, I'm telling you. Right, it depends what pans you've got at home. So they're going to take about 30 minutes. So we've got a bit of time just to talk around. But we've chose a griddle pan. The griddle pan has a bit of a sear mark on it. It's probably advised, if you haven't got one, it's not a problem, and you can use a frying pan. Just bear in mind, when it does touch the frying pan, there's no kind of groove, so you might not get the searing lines and stuff like that, which isn't a problem. We just chose to go with the griddle pan. It kind of gives it almost like effect, like yes. Or better, sous chef than someone who's going to call me wine all night. Wilson? Dogs have never been so excited to have some food later on, which is great. Okay, so just going back, so depending on what meat you got now, you need to be thinking about when you want to get that in the pan. So if you have got a tomahawk, you're looking at around about 7 to 8 minutes in the pan and around about 8 minutes in the oven, plus around about 10 minutes resting time. So now's the time you want to start thinking about getting your tomahawk on. If you have got fillets, roughly the same, you're probably looking at about 6 minutes in the pan in total to kind of get that meat to rare. Or 6 minutes in the pan and about 4 to 5 minutes in the oven. That'll get you a nice medium as well. So start thinking about getting your steaks ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the tomahawk first, because I feel like that's probably the most scariest one. I think when you look at it in terms of size, bone, and things like that, I feel like that's probably the one we should be looking at first. So as I say, I've just got the pan on the heat at the moment. Just gently oil the pan. You don't want to do too much oil in it, otherwise it kind of gets a bit submerged in the oil, and then what will happen is it'll start to kind of shallow fry itself. You don't want that. You want just the edges and the surface of the steak to be done, so then it kind of gets a nice caramelization. caramelization on it. That's going to take a couple of minutes just to heat up, and then when that happens, when you put the steak on the pan, you know it's going to be a sizzling sound. You know it's ready to be done. I know, I'm just dead nervous. It's different because like normally I can speak to people like all the time and speak to. I know the dogs just calm me down, to be honest. But yeah, I think when you can't see somebody watching you and you're hoping that everything gets said is correct, it's fine. So yeah, I hope you guys are like monitoring me times because I'll just chat for ages. Okay, so they've been in for around about 5 minutes. Start getting your phones out so you know what time. I need some direction here. I'm just the performer. So I'm going to open the vegetables, guys, just to kind of get them ready for a bit later on. So as I said before, the only difference between the tomahawk box and the date night box is one's with broccoli and one's with asparagus. And they've all got the garlic, onion, and cabbage and green beans in. So just get them nice and ready. What? That much, Joe? Don't give him any more drinks. Anyway, a function. Right, okay, so pan seems to be nice and hot now. So what you want to do is getting your tomahawk and putting it in the pan. Small sizzle, can you hear? I hope so. Hugo? Got a bit of onion on the floor, his breath's going to stink. So it's that level of sizzling that you want to be hearing from the beginning of the cooking, okay? I'll just literally start to seal the steaks, give a nice caramelization and start to render the fat, because obviously the tomahawk's from the ribeye family, so it can have a marbled effect of fat within the steak and often around it. So it's important to kind of break that fat down so it's easier to eat at the end of it. If you are looking for the most tender steak, what you want to be doing is looking at the fillet. Most flavours can definitely be tomahawk as well. I don't know if I can pick him up or not. I don't think I should. I can't. Oh my god. We bought them little prezzies before, so they're just going mad with them. I thought to keep them occupied, to be honest. But obviously they can smell the steak now, so they're more interested in that. So yeah, just leave it on the pan for a couple of minutes, and it'll kind of let the pan do the work. Just tip that back up a bit. Yeah, so just let the pan do the work opposed to kind of messing it around. It looks like a piece of liver in the end. So you probably want to do that around about 3 minutes each side. It takes us about 6 minutes, and then we can start adding some other flavours as well. Just bear in mind as well, at any point during between now and the end, if you ever want to put any butter into any pan, always have a tiny drop of oil. It just stops it from burning the butter and turns it to like a dark brown colour. That's not what you want. I'm just quickly going to go and check on your steakhouse chips. Give me 1 second. just to loosen them up on the bottom. Okay, so this should be on like a medium high heat. The tomahawk, just bear that in mind as well. If any time you don't hear the sizzle, it means it's probably stopping cooking, so you just want to turn it up slightly a bit more. We haven't lost any viewers yet, so that must be a good thing, isn't it? My book's out on March the 1st. So the first bit of the steak's done. I'm going to show you what it can look like on our side. So hopefully it looks a bit similar to you guys. Okay. So you want to do a bit more of the same on the other side, around about 3 to 4 minutes either side. In about a minute or so, what you want to be doing is trying to get your mushrooms, some thyme and some garlic butter ready. And what that's going to do is going to really help the back a little bit. As you can see, it's my double chins. Oh my god. So yeah, so that will start to help the cooking process a little bit along in terms of flavour. Not necessarily speed it up or whatever, it just needs to help it a bit in flavour. My directors are more interested in my dogs than the actual cooking along. If you would like a churrasco book to be published, just let me know. DM me, especially if you're a publisher. If you can print them all off for me, I'll be delighted. What? Churrasco TV. I mean, I think I'll start with a paperback first. I couldn't really afford a hardback. Not J.K. Rowling. Right, okay, so kind of a bit more oil in the pans, and then what we can do is start adding some mushrooms and some garlic butter. So what we're going to do first, we're going to get the garlic butter on first. So we're going about a quarter, about a fifth to a quarter of what you've already got. If it does start turning like a dark brown, you just need a tad more oil in it, okay? And some mushrooms as well. I've just pre-chopped my mushrooms, just to let you know, guys. The mushrooms will act as a flavour, but also when you put the tomahawk in the oven as well, it will it'll stop the tomahawk from burning the bottom, so it can't act like a trivet. The trivet's basically a load of like raw vegetables, whether it be celery or onions or mushrooms or anything like that. What it does is kind of protects it's like similar. It just starts to protect the base of any meat that you want to do. That's what we do like in our roast dinners as well for the weekend. So some thyme as well. So thyme, garlic, mushrooms, steak. I mean, it's pretty much like chef's wet dream. Ooh, be careful with pops. I should really tell you that. So now our other side of the steak is a bit like that. It smells boss, doesn't it? Okay, at this point, with the tomahawk, what you probably want to do is you want to just get it on its side a little bit, just to kind of get the fat on this side blended down as well. That's really important, and it just helps to eat it more, I suppose. So you don't want to just kind of a little bounty of the fat, you want it to be nice rendered down. So keep it back on the heat, okay? Okay, so if you are on the date night, your potatoes will start to brown as well. What we're going to do, we're going to add some mushrooms in there, a tiny bit of garlic butter. The reason you don't want too much garlic butter is it might make the mushrooms a bit soggy. and some thyme as well. Okay, and a tad more oil, and I'll just make some boss chips later on. So get them back in the oven, probably like another 15, 20 minutes on that. Okay, if you are on the date night one as well, you want to get your mac and cheese in the oven now, and that probably takes about 15 to 20 minutes to complete. You want to do it about 10 to 15 minutes with the lid on, and then take the lid off and get that all. The panko breadcrumbs already on the top, so I get them sorted as well. Nice and simple, just in the oven. So that we are now 3 elements into the dish without too much effort, really. Okay. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to get your mushrooms into the centre of the pan. I'm doing this dodgy just for the purpose of the video. So what you want to do is you want to get the tomahawk steak on the top of the mushrooms. Yeah, it'll just stop it from burning, and we're going to put that in the oven for around about 8 minutes, okay? Oh, let him out. Oh, Hugo needs to go out. Will, where's your brother gone? Look it away. Right, okay, so I'm just going to get another pan ready just for... Is he? Oh. They've all got needs. Always keep it the surfaces nice and clean as well. It just helps. Just take that back a little. That look absolutely massive in this. It's me, just this baggy shirt. I can see on there. Okay, so I've just got another pan ready. Obviously, if you are using if you are cooking this date night at home, now it's time to think about your rumps or your fillets. Obviously, if you have got a griddle pan, you'll be using the one we've used for the tomahawk. But if not, we've only got one, so I'm going to use it for. I'm going to use a regular frying pan. So again, a tiny bit of oil. Some seasoning. Rock salt is always a bit better than regular salt. It's just a bit more controllable. Just bear in mind when you do put. Oh, can you smell it? Too cute. So yeah, so rock salt. Just bear in mind as well when you do have rock salt, it will dissolve, and then as it dissolves, it gets a bit more intense. So what we're going to do is we're going to get them on the pan. A nice waiting over it's ready as well. Just throw like a bit of cabbage, and you can hear that. That means it's much ready. You don't want to be as bad as the guy was before. So we're going to do a rare. So we'll do like 3 minutes roughly. They're quite thick these actually, so maybe 3.5 minutes each side. Get a nice layer on them, okay? I'm just moving around the pan slightly, and then it'll get the. Back on the dishwasher. This chefy, a bit more professional. And move that back up there. Checking all the messages of good luck, which is lovely. Thanks very much. Just so you know as well, these Dine homes, it's not just a one-off either. It's basically we're going to be doing them every. Can you lift that up a minute? I just thought I am pregnant. It's not a problem. I'm not really pregnant, obviously. So yeah, so the Dine homes, not just a one-off. Basically, we're going to be doing them every Friday, and the menu will drop on Sunday evening. And you've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to get your pre-orders in. We contact them on a Thursday. And then on the Friday, we get all your boxes prepared personally for you. and then we'll either deliver it if you want what you want, or we can you can arrange a collection. And every Friday or every week, sorry, that the menus will change. I've not released next week's one yet, but it's a good one. So keep your eyes peeled, kids. Okay. The surface area on the fillets is obviously a bit smaller. So you don't want it. That's literally been 2 minutes, and we've got a lovely sear on them already. You too fast. Woo! So we use a pan in the hand as well. Then no way near good. About 15 more minutes on them would be really good. If the liquid started to evaporate and you got no liquid left, now's the time to just maybe get an extra cube if you got one at home, and just top it up a little bit. The last thing you want is to be roasting against the dry pan. You need to just top it up a little bit more. So I came home today with a little bottle of gin. A little bottle of gin, full bottle. In fact, he's cracked this open. He's had a little glass about this, a little good luck badge. So thank you very much, Josh. Cheers. And you had all my pans ready, all my everything was clean, everything like that. So 10 out of 10 for you. Okay, so in the restaurant we always finish our steaks with garlic butter. Obviously we've got the luxury of having a massive char grill, and when we put them in the oven just to finish them off, we always add a drop of garlic butter on the top. We haven't got a char grill here. I'll be surprised if you got one at home. If you have, boss, where'd you buy it from? I want to get it. So we wanted to make sure you're kind of cooking it in, and you want to baste it as well. So again, if you're putting butter in a pan, tiny bit of oil. Again, just stops it from burning, and a little knob. I'm going to quickly show you. So you want to just tilt the pan towards you. Don't worry, it's not going to hurt. And then you want to just baste your steaks with some garlic butter. Okay, nice. They've been probably on for like 5 minutes. They are slightly under from rare where I'd normally expect them to be. So if you have got basically the more squidgy they are, the less they're going to be cooked, the more rare it's going to be. Don't always think that cooking it in the pan and cooking it more on the outside is going to cook it any faster. Sometimes you will have to just say, all right, put it in the oven for a couple of minutes, and when it cooks in the oven, it kind of cooks from the inside rather than burns the outside. If that makes sense, yeah. Okay. What I'm quickly going to do is I'm going to quickly just double check on our tomahawk. Okay, that is still pretty much just over rare. So I'm going to just flip it around a little bit. I'm going to add a little knob of butter. And what I'm going to do, so can you see me here? I'm just going to add a little knob of butter. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a spoon. Again, just tilt it towards me. And you want to just get the lovely flavours over the top of the tomahawk as well. That basically, it doesn't matter if you do it before the cooking or during the cooking or anything like that. What you want is just to make sure it's just submerging all the flavours. So in there you got the mushrooms, you got your garlic, you got your thyme, everything like that. That probably needs about another 3 to 4 minutes in the oven, okay? That's going to take it to a rare. So if you do want it medium rare, maybe another 5 to 6 minutes in the oven. If you want it a well done, maybe leave that in. To be honest, I shouldn't buy in the box if you got a well done. So again, with steaks, you want to just make sure that the sides, so just tilt them up, so not on the outside, or just tilt them up just to get the sides a bit more caramelized and seared as well. That's going to be really key. So we're just going to chop the flavour. So 1 or 2 more minutes in the pan for this, and we'll whack them in the oven. Just because they are a tiny bit on the rare side, and we'll whack them in the oven for 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, guys. The nice thing about steaks as well is like sometimes you can say it's going to take 4 minutes, it's going to take 5 minutes, it's going to take whatever minutes, and sometimes it comes in all different shapes and sizes, and it's got some fat running through it, so it's not as easy as you think to say it's black and white. So the key thing, as I said before, like just take it with a pinch of salt, and eventually we get there. And the good thing about having a live conversation like this is like you can see that even though I've said 6 minutes in the pan, it's actually going to take a bit longer to closer to 9. So a nice rare. So just bear that in mind as well. So don't get too disappointed if it's running over or it's running late. It's just the way the steaks are came in. So you can see now the side of the fillet steak here is now the same, similar colour to. Let's see. Mucho, next time, give me the bloody tongs. Nice, similar colour on the sides. So again, ooh. So the corn, don't think about this too much yet. So don't think about this too much yet. So basically, it's already been pre-marinated with our jerk corn butter. I mean, you also should have got a little jerk corn butter sample as well. So if you did want to kind of make it a bit more buttery, or you want to kind of finish it off when it's out of the microwave, then you can. The reason I suggest the microwave is just because everybody's got one. It's nice and efficient, and it's the simplest way. We don't really use them in the restaurant, to be honest, but it's about home cooking. It's about doing what we can do in the comfort of our own homes. So that's kind of why we've decided to go with that option. Okay, so again, that's probably going to need about 3 minutes in the microwave. If you do want to put it in a pan on boiling water, it's probably going to need about 5 or 6 minutes. The dogs have gone insane. They've had the balls chopped off, but they're still humping everything they see. So oh, too cute. Right, okay, so we're nearly there with the pan frying of the fillet steaks. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put them on the tomahawk pan, just to kind of save some space in my oven. But obviously, depending on which one you've got with you, you will have only had one pan in the oven, not two. This is going to be. Let's get that on. So when Josh gets home, he can clean that for me. If he's watching, it'd be quite nice if he is. Right. So, take a deep breath. If you are behind, I'm dead sorry. So, literally, you've got maybe 3 or 4 minutes to catch up with what we're doing at the moment. As I say, I've got your stay roast potatoes in for the date night. I've got your fondant potatoes in for the tomahawk. I've got your tomahawk in for, obviously, your tomahawk box. And I've got your fillet steaks in for your date night box as well. So, yeah, even though I've given you these 2 vegetables, I'm only going to cook one because it makes no sense to me doing both. So, directors, which one do you prefer? Asparagus or broccoli? Oh my God, there's a 50-50 vote. Not fucking I'm the boss, so you get an asparagus. Cool. Right, let's get this area clear. minutes left on the potatoes. Nice little classy board. Oh, just bear in mind as well, guys, we are starting to do some merchandise in the restaurants as well. When we reopen, we're going to do personalised aprons. We're going to do personalised chopping boards with our logo on, and then whatever engraving that you want, whether it be to Mum and Dad, Happy Lockdown 84, love from me, or whatever it may be. We're also going to be doing some brilliant personalised knives as well. So yeah, that's another thing to look forward to. Yeah, you can either cry, can't you, in lockdown, or get productive. So I've had a few glasses of wine now, so I'm just chatting crap. That's what my staff have to deal with all the time. Me just chatting all the time. That's why they never leave. Must be because they love it, really. Right, okay. So pan for the vegetables is on. Before I get the vegetables on, I'm going to quickly check on the steaks. Just bear that in mind. I think that the tomahawk may be done. My liquid on the potatoes is just gone, so it's going to top it up. Okay, so we've got a nice little bounce on that, and I think that is a lovely medium rare. So I'm going to just quickly place it on. Oh my god, the microphone. So, yeah, they are actually done. So they are pretty much rare to medium rare, slightly under. That's what I prefer, but that's how it's going to be for us. Nice little bit of garlic butter just to finish it. There, and then I don't use them. Some extra seasoning on the steaks just while they rest. So they have all been in for around about 16 to 17 minutes and about 12 minutes each. So you want to be resting them for a little bit longer. So get yourself some breathing space, guys, and that's. Yum. Oh shit. These dogs are starving. Josh, you never feed them. I think Josh has got more. Oh, that's so good. Nice one. So yeah, I think Josh has got more mentions than steaks. So let's quickly double check on these steamed potatoes. So, it's not very good actually. So they probably just need a nice way to know that the potatoes are done. Probably put your knife in a little bit, and if there's any form of resistance, they're not done. So if any form of resistance are not done, but these seem to be pretty much done. So what we're going to do is we're going to put them in the bottom of the oven, or if you've got a grill area at the top, put them in there and just keep them warm. Okay. So last thing you want to do is cook them anymore. Oh my god, Josh. Josh, you are getting the blame for everything. Right, everything's organised for you, right? Don't worry. So I'm just going to put them on there just to keep warm. So, vegetables time, they take a tiny bit longer than the prawns. Let's say they're going to be resting for like another 13, 12 minutes on the tomahawk and about another 8 minutes on the fillet. Again, it's plenty of time to get your vegetables done. What I probably recommend is just separate the cabbage and the broccoli or the asparagus, just to kind of get the garlic and the onions done. The important thing about starting in that type of order is the onions and the garlic often fry off, just kind of get like a nutty effect on the end. I was lost on one viewer. There you gone. Bad internet, obviously. Yeah, so the garlic and the onions, if you kind of toast them a little bit, gives a nice nutty flavour, which is really cool. Just give me 1 minute while I get this lovely oven glove. So I'm trying to get the mac and cheese. So, mac and cheese is ready. Well, not ready, it's hot. Now you need to just toast it a little bit. Whew. Be careful, it's nice and hot. Whew. Oh my god, the dogs. This is too hot. Oh, cheeky. You're going to have some in a minute. Right, okay, and again, back in just for the final 10 minutes, okay? Top shelf will help it crisp up a little bit. Clean. So, the vegetables to the bottom, toasted ever so slightly. Already got a really nice. It reminds me of churrasco actually. Oh, we can all like love to see it all. So we want some salt. Don't be shy with the salt and pepper in this either, just because almost the vegetables like drink it. The salt obviously lasts a bit longer, so just be careful with that. For the pepper, if you like a bit of pepper like I do, go mad. So, yeah, okay. Okay, so now we're going to add our cabbage, our asparagus, sorry. I'm just going to add a little tiny drop of the garlic butter just into. If you wanted just to put normal butter in that, just tilt it back a little bit. If you want to just put normal butter in that, then you're more than welcome to, just in case you don't want anything too garlicky or you need to snug it half or whatever like that, because sometimes it does get a bit garlicky. So yeah, normal butter, because it's already got the garlic with the onions, so normal butter would be fine as well. They probably need about 2 or 3 minutes in the oven. So yeah, they are, you know what, they are absolutely perfect. I'm dead made up. Because I actually shit myself. Who said you can't have a little baby when you're cooking, eh? Who said wine was just for cooking? So yeah, just 2 or 3 minutes just to kind of get them a little bit soft, a bit of a translucent in the pan. That would be great. And again, now you should be starting to think. Now you need to start to think about the corn. I'm going to have the corn sauce about 3 or 4 minutes from the end, and just to heat that up slowly. It feels a bit runny at the moment. When you kind of heat it up, especially in the pan, it will thicken up. Which is boss. These potatoes. Oh, there's no resistance at all. They are pretty much perfect, ready to go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick them up now. See how brown all the vegetables are? You can't really see it in this bloody light, you know. But they are brown. Okay, we're going to put them in the oven just for 2 or 3 minutes while we finish that off. Okay, Amy getting that? These are lovely. If you like a bit of sauce, whack it on, but if not, don't bother. Don't worry if your sauce isn't as loose as that. Obviously, I added a bit more liquid to it. I probably didn't need to, but I did anyway. So that is a bit more. Oh shit! Sorry, getting on that. Right. Okay. So final thing, I'm going to turn to KP actually. So I've used more pans than you at home. It's petty when you need it. Ciao, Hugo. Ciao. You've been gonna watch me just play a game. I'm washing dishes. Okay, and almost like magic, I am ready to go. Would you believe it? I found a pan, nice clean pan. So back on the hob, we're going to finish off with our prawns. Just going to put them on. So we've got that. We've got that. So this is going to be ready. Oh my god, you are dying for some food. You want it? You're dying for it. With the potatoes as well. Oh shit. Give them a nice little season. How long are we on now? 59 minutes. This is looking really good, guys. Right, okay, I'm going to whack these in the microwave. Don't film me too, this is a bit of a mess in there. 3 minutes. Oh, listen. See what time flies? Time absolutely flies by. While they are heating up slowly, I'm going to grab the Okay, so they've obviously got the mushrooms in, which are nice and soft. They've got your thyme, and they've got some garlic butter. And just, have you got any remains of garlic butter? Just obviously, just pop that over the top as well. Okay, folks, we are nearly there. The steaks have probably been rested for long enough now, so apologies for that. But it's not a race, but walking to the finish line with wine. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Right, okay, the pan is nice and hot. Maybe a bit too hot, give me a second. Okay, you've got your prawns. So you want to get them on a high heat for around about 2 minutes, just to kind of take it from the grey to the pink. Checking what you was telling the truth, and he has pre-seasoned it. Have you got any regular butter? Oh, of course you haven't. Oh, is that home? Oh, never mind. Just a pack of ale. Right, okay. In terms of your garnish for this, do you know what? Never chop on a glass board. It's absolutely vile, but it's in front of me. I decided to. Oh, isn't the sound going through yet? Oh, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. Oh, Michael is saying roti's dog and peng. Oh my god. Dogs. No. Okay, so they have now turned from a grey to a pink. And you want to just add, maybe not all of the wine that we've supplied for you, maybe just half of it for now. And that will just kind of add a little bit of maybe 3/4. It adds a nice little liquid to it as well. And a little dollop of the ordinary butter that we supplied for you as well. The ordinary butter, because they've already got garlic and chilli in there, so the ordinary butter just emulsify it. We'll make it a bit more thick. Let that melt up. Your vegetables now will be ready. Oops. Oh, it actually smells like churrasco. It's like cute. Okay. Prawns nearly done. I would say as well, mac and cheese is bang on time. Ooh, sound Josh. The boyfriend's up to that. Okay, nice and organised. Okay, and I've just chopped up some parsley. I forgot to mention that is just to finish off the prawns. So simply just like that. Okay. And they are pretty much. Okay. Yeah, I've got no more things left, so our corn popped. So if you have got some more corn butter, that probably would make a bit of sense. You might just pinch off with some parsley. top. And yeah, so your peppercorn sauce, put it in the microwave, put it in your pan, get going. But I feel I've covered everything. So that is your two menus, 2 different steaks, 2 different potatoes, your vegetables, your prawns, your mac and cheese, and your corn. Perfectly done in my own home in an hour and 6 minutes. So who said it couldn't be done? Right. See you later, guys. I'm off for Rugby. Bye. See you later, guys. Bye.